groomed for marriage? Are we traditional wives? Are you wifey material? Is marriage the finish line? Or is it the prize? Let us know in this episode that we'll be talking about marriage. And yeah, let's get into it. So, this is brought to you by Alicia's Production, another episode of Black Girls Den Podcast. Hey y'all, it's your girl Alicia. You are listening to the Black Girls Den Podcast, a safe space where we are raw, relatable, and real. We say the seat for you at the den. We're a little cozy over here, but we still got a space for you. So to share your stories, life experience, and wins, grab you a drink or a snack and enjoy. I have some lovely ladies with me today that are returning guests, Aaliyah and Audrey. It's a triple A's over here, so
that's right. We are triple A.
We'll be there. Call us. One of us. We'll see you. Okay, but it's not free. So yes.
It ain't free.
So
it might be a lot of things, but free ain't one.
Period. Okay, we charge over here for our services. Thank you. So yeah, thank you all for coming. Thank y'all for joining. Do y'all want to add anything to y'all introduction?
That's good. No. I think you did great.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Wonderful. So what are we drinking today? How are we feeling?
You start. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking some lemon water. Okay, in my little cute little glass.
That's cute. I have a water and some Coke.
Period.
And I don't have anything at the moment.
She chose not to drink. Okay. Dry Friday. Period. But today we're going to be talking about if we're ready for marriage or if we're not, like how we were raised. If we were raised to be married or if we were raised not to be married. So let us know in the comments on what you think and if you were raised to be married or if you were not raised to be married, okay? So I decided to do a twist on this segment of the podcast. It's usually called Den Diaries, but I'm doing a Dear Diary. So we're going to cue the Moesha Diary soundtrack, okay? So, Dear Diary, I realized I wasn't just raised to be a good person or a strong woman. I was raised to be a wife. Every little thing. How I talked, how I sat, how I cooked. It was all prepping me to be somebody's wife. It was like the only thing in life was to be a wife, but after many heartbreaks and failed situationships, I felt like I was going off script and didn't really feel equipped. Okay. Signed Black Girls Den. Okay. So yes, that is the diary entry of today, and I want to know, how do y'all feel about that? Do you feel the diary entry to a sense, or do you not feel it?
I would say to a certain extent, yes. Some stuff I don't feel prepared for, some stuff I do.
Okay.
As you navigate life.
I think, I don't know if I was raised necessarily to be a wife, but I was raised to take care of to be able to take care of a home. That's what my mama did. So, I feel like even as a Black girl, just in general, you're raised with a higher standard of responsibility. So, on my head, when I wake up in the morning, is all the things that my mama would have to do and what I had to do. So it was, I think, yes, so some of those same things are a part of it, like making sure you get breakfast, your sisters get breakfast, everybody in the house gets up, everybody gets dressed, you still think the house is clean, you don't leave a mess everywhere, those kind of things you are raised to do. But I don't know if in my brain I internalized that as being raised to be a wife. I just internalized it as being raised to take care of a home or have to take care of other people.
That's funny because they talk about the eldest child and that because you're the eldest child as well. So yeah, we're gonna pause on that part. But so my next question is, did you grow up seeing marriage as a prize or a partnership?
I would say both.
Okay.
My parents met when they were younger, and then they had my sister young. They got married straight after they graduated high school. So when I came along, I saw how my mom and my dad both valued each other as a trophy, as well as we're working together, or my dad's working so he can take care of the bills. My mom's working to take care of the home so me and my sister could be satisfied. So both.
What about you?
I would say neither.
Okay.
Because I knew people that were married. My mom didn't get married until I was a senior in high school. And so, I had already had my ideas about relationships before. There was a marriage that I witnessed in my own home. But I've seen other people's marriages. And so I would be like, oh, that's cool for them, but I never really thought about it for myself.
Yeah, I would say that growing up, I think I seen it as a partnership because I didn't know necessarily what marriage was.
Right.
But then I think I also seen it as a prize the way that I grew up, because like in church all you hear is like get married. So it's like, oh, it's just like a prize, like you just get married and everything else kind of falls in line. But being in the house with my parents, I could see it as a partnership, like you're saying, like my dad had to go to work and my mom took me there or whatever, something like that. So I seen that more of as a partnership. And so now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it is more of a partnership. It's not really a prize. So yes,
I think it's still a prize.
Well, I don't know if it's a prize, but I'm saying that
I think it's an honor. It's a badge of honor to be married. That's setting you to a higher esteem because you have a union and companionship with someone else that you never knew.
So then if you're single, are you not a prize?
You are a prize, but marriage is also seen as a separate entity from singleness.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that a little later.
I think people think of it as a process because there is a lot of like growth that you have to be like do as an individual to become a part of a partnership. And I think that for people who have been married or understand the marriage, they know that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why some people hold it to, like, maybe historically this is why this has been held to a higher standard than being single, because there is a certain amount of growth that you have to go through in order to be in partnership with another person and in committed partnership for a long period of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I could see that like from a, I don't know, like from a growth standpoint, but I don't think necessarily like.
And some people, they don't desire to be married.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
They have to be, see their singleness or where they're at as a prize too.
It's what
I think a prize
is
is something that you win. And I don't know, people like you're winning at just being married. Like,
but when you say prize, I internalize it as like something that you're working towards, or like
Like a goal.
a goal that
I think
you're
it's a
excited
goal.
to accomplish.
Yeah, like an
And
accomplishment.
I think it's more of a goal. I still don't even think it's an accomplishment. But I do think it's a goal. Like your goal is to be married. Because when you hear accomplishment, you're like, okay, well, I want something. Like, okay, I got my degree. Okay, like, okay, I'm married now. But it's just like, yeah. I don't know.
I feel like that happened to me. I got married the same year I got my master's degree. And people were way more excited about the fact that I got married. And I was like, this was not as hard as me getting this degree.
Literally.
Like, I wish y'all would be more excited about
the degree.
This part versus the, like, not that it wasn't also exciting to be getting married, also an accomplishment to get married or whatever, or time for celebration. But I'm like,
they're just like,
this was the easier part of the battle.
They're just like, okay, you got another degree.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had to pay so much money for this degree. I had to work so hard for this degree. This was, I already had, like, this was fine.
Literally.
Yeah.
So well, since we already kind of got into it, so we can just keep it rolling to the next segment. This segment is called our TV and Tea, where we relate it to a TV show and we spill some of our tea, which we've already spilled some tea already. But growing up, it was a show called Moesha. Now, I would say I did not watch it when it came out because it ended in 2001. I'm kind of young, all right? But I watched it later on. So I'm like, I didn't watch it when it came out. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but it was a show about being raised in a two-parent household, the dad and the stepmom, and it was a really good show for the culture. We see Moesha like go through dating, navigating friendships and relationships. And although like she had a stern dad or whatever, then she had a stepmom was at the high school and stuff like that. A lot of it was focused on her and her relationship with Q and her friends and navigating that stuff. And so I feel like when you're in high school, stuff like relationships are very much heightened. Like, okay, people be marrying their high school sweethearts, they be going to prom, like people be pregnant in the high school, child, that's another story. But so I just think that sometimes when we see these shows and different things like that, we have this idea of like kind of what a relationship is, what a marriage is, and then we get into the real world and then we have something different. So I wanted to know from y'all's perspective, like what's something you learned about marriage from TV that was stripped away from you in real life?
Maybe not so I learned, but I realized that TV is not always the reality of what it is. Because on TV we see married couples and they're all happy-go-lucky and they don't show the dirty side. They don't show the struggling side, or not even, they don't show that kind of stuff. So I think TV may have influence. Like, when you get married, it's going to be a fairy tale. But like I said, talking to my mom a little further as I got older, I realized it wasn't always peaches and cream and all, all cherries.
Yeah, okay. What about you?
I think a lot of times when I talk to people about like families and like how you grow up, I think my family had a lot of like I don't want to say dysfunction, but just like non-traditional things going on just in general. And so I knew TV was fake. Like I knew that wasn't what real life looked like for everybody, because it's not what my home situation looked like. So I didn't think that it was like what other people's situation was. But I did learn a lot about family from TV. And like, you know, I think about not necessarily Moesha, because kind of like you, I wasn't comprehending what Moesha was talking about in 2001. I did watch it later though. But like I'm thinking about like Raven and their family, and I used to be like, when I have kids, like I want them to be fun, and like I want our family to have fun, like they have fun because they like get along, they always joke and all that kind of stuff. So those kind of like things about family, I feel like I picked up more on than like specific. I didn't look at the relationship as the focal point of the show, and even in like, I know that Bill Cosby's a terrible person. Even in the Cosby Show, like my focus wasn't necessarily on Claire and Cliff Huxtable's relationship. It was more so on their like entire family dynamic, and how funny the kids were, and like all the goofy stuff that the kids were doing. And so I think while I would still buy into like TV, it was more so looking at the family and the kids. Honestly, I think I was more like worried about what the kids were doing than what the like couple was doing.
That's interesting.
Unless it was a couple focused show.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the opposite, because how you seen it, I think I seen it different because I was raised in a 2-parent household. I'm like, oh, this is normal because I see it on TV. I see family. I see the Cosby Show. I see Family Matters. So I'm thinking like, oh, snaps. You know, everybody wants to be married. Everybody wants to have a family. Like all these shows now. The opposite of what it should be is that in real life you do have non-traditional, like you have all these different people, like I don't know, no shade or whatever I'm saying, like people like they don't want to get married, like they don't want to have kids, so like you see all these different things being that I'm like, oh dang, I'm like, oh well shoot, like do I still want a family, do I still want to have kids, because it's like, oh kind of you have a choice, but like they show that on those shows, even That's Alright, I didn't even think about that, but like That's Alright, even Sister, like you see all these shows and you see family, and so since I was raised in that like 2-parent household, I have the siblings or whatever, it's like okay, it's cool, like this is kind of how I want to see, this is kind of how I want to go, but then real life you get out here and then you see that you just see it
don't be like that.
You say you don't, so kind of strips away my like I don't want to say that it's like naiveness, but like strips away that like oh dang, I thought everybody wanted to be married and have kids, and it's like no, they don't. So I would say that kind of for me. And then to add that, now we have reality TV. So we have like Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, 90 Day Fiance, and all these dating shows. How do y'all feel about those type of shows now that we're older and we're watching them?
I think there is still some type of scripted or acting agreement that they have to do for the TV.
Yeah, and I think it's like augmented reality. It's not actually reality in how relationships work, or even how people actually meet people. If you think about it, like somebody posted something on Facebook the other day that was like, this is like a research, somebody should do research on these shows, because these are people who are going onto a show to come out with like that claim to be monogamous people that want to be in a relationship with one person. And then go on a show where you date 82 people. Like, that is so confusing. Like, I don't want to be with 82 people. I want to be with one person. And it's not like, to me, it's not like the, you know, when people say date them all. I think you should date until you find the person that you want to be with. But I think that's not reality either. Like, the way that those show, they might show some real dynamics of people's relationships.
The intention.
But it doesn't, that's not how you meet, that's not how I meet people. That's only how people who are brave enough to go put their love life on TV. National TV meet people. And not everybody
is brave enough to do that.
I wouldn't do that. Would scare the hell out of me. Like, I would not do that. So
I would do it just for fun.
I would not. I would because you don't get to play with my feelings on national TV. That's
crazy. I will be acting. I'll be on. Like,
I would be crashing out.
I would be crashing out, but now because I know, like even when we see Love is Blind, like a lot of Love is Blind though, them women, they are ready to get married. They're ready for the ring. They're like, I've been here, I've done that, whatever. But then you hear like Love Island, it's like, oh, it's a competition show, you know. So I think knowing kind of what show you have to go on and stuff like that, I think it is kind of detrimental to women though, because we see all these women and then they get divorced or they get played left, they get that, and I think that like mental note comes in your head because as women, everybody has experience, heartbreak, getting, you know, like talking to this dude, talking to that dude, this dude doing whatever, and that
Right.
dude doing, and it's like, so you see these things, and it constantly is showing, and so it's like, okay, it's cool for these representations, but then to the point of like, what universe am I ever gonna? First of all, what's that show called? The people who they be going after the prison wives. What's that show? First of all, why are we even doing that? Okay, but it's like these other shows, like their shows, and it's like we're not seeing that real experience. I'm not gonna go down and be like, oh, I'm gonna meet my man there. Like I'm not in that scenario to meet him where now you meet friends, like you meet your person through friends and different things like that. So it's a whole different reality. So it's like, dang, am I ever gonna meet my man? And dang, are they gonna get married? Or dang, am I gonna get played? Or dang. So I just feel like all that kind of goes into that thought process of like what we see on TV and how it affects us.
And it really talks us to this other piece of like how people make relationships now versus how people have made relationships in the past. Like Leah, when you're talking about your parents, like you grew up in the same town, and so like you find people in your town, you've known them your entire life, you know their whole family, you know, and then y'all come together, and it's really, that's what it is. Or usually, like when I came to school, people were talking about people come to school and they meet their husbands, right? You go to college, you meet your husband, or you date, and that's, you know, you meet your husband in college, and you know, then y'all go live happily ever after or whatever. And it's like, now that's really not the case. Most people are meeting their partners online or some type of like digital space. So that completely changes like how folks are interacting with people and like building relationships. I wonder, even for people younger than us, what this
that should be a
conversation
reality
would look like.
show, like a catfish, but like not catfish, like you know what the person looks like.
It's actually real.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting. But to bring it back to the marriage, to the marriage conversation. No, you're fine. It was me. To bring it back to the marriage conversation, I do want to talk about it because I feel like as women, when we see these shows, we do all these things like that, and we're like, okay, like we're ready to be married, we want to be wives, stuff like that. But on the other hand, I feel like men, they are not, and so I know that y'all really weren't raised with brothers, technically, right?
No, I don't have any brothers.
Y'all are girl,
well,
your sister girls, whatever they're called, but.
Sister girl.
Girl sisters, I don't know what it is.
I have sisters. I grew up in a house of sisters.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So sister, I don't know what other words. I'm not saying sister wives. But I know you probably seen her. You talk to men, like I know you probably have guy friends or whatever. But do you all think that boys are raised to get married, or do y'all think boys are raised differently than girls?
No.
You think they're not? You think they're raised differently, or you don't think they're raised differently?
I think they're raised to take care of bills and work.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, I don't switch guys because I ain't.
I don't think.
I agree
personally
with that,
think.
actually.
I don't think that they are raised to be husbands.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So if you're getting raised as a wife, then
why are you not getting raised as a husband?
So you're saying so that would have to be different.
I don't think they're raised to be husbands.
Oh yeah, so then you agree. I was confused. Okay, I thought you were saying no, but you're saying that you do think they're raised.
No, I don't think that they are raised the same way that we are.
Well,
like,
yes.
Okay. I was like,
no, as in I don't think that they're raised
the same. Yeah. Okay. What about you?
I agree. I think that, and I think even like my husband always wanted to be married. Like that's he's like strange. Like people look at him crazy because that's how like. He always knew wanted like a wife and a family, but he also grew up with two parents and that really value marriage or whatever. But still in the same thing, I talk like we have people say like in like the marriage research or whatever that like you argue about the same things. And so one of our constant arguments is that JD gets up ready to go to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he gets up and that's his first thought is, what do I need to do to get ready for work? And like we were talking about earlier, I get up and I think about our entire home and, you know, like all these other things that are going on. The first thing on my brain is not work. Yeah, I got to get there. Yeah. That's a part of it. I got to do there. Yeah, it's going to be there. But also got to think about, did I switch the laundry over? Is like, did I leave anything out? Did I clean out the refrigerator before the trash goes out? Did I do, you know, like all of these other things that are like maintenance things that I don't even know if he ever thinks about. Yeah. Because you're like, I think that men, depending on who you're raised by, you are raised to get up and go to work. And I think it also is an age thing for like how old is the person that's raising you? Because like, I think about my papa might have, I don't know, because my uncle ain't no husband, but my papa is like a husband. If you think about it, he really values like my granny not really having to do much of anything, and the work piece, right? But I think if you're raised by somebody that's younger, you might not ever talk to nobody about marriage. It might only be you need to make sure you got enough money to take care of you and your kids, or take care of your kids and your baby mamas or whatever.
Fine. Well, being that I am the one with the brothers, I would say that I definitely do think that boys are raised differently in a sense. I probably don't give the example a lot, but yeah, like when I was growing up, my mom was like, "Oh yeah, you gotta learn how to cook because you're gonna have a husband," and she's like, "Well, they're gonna have wives," and quite as it kept, they still not married. So
they should learn how to cook for themselves.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm like, no, and I don't like that. I'm like, no, that you should do all that across gender. So I'm like, I'm gonna be a chef. I'm not gonna cook, but I would say that. To that certain extent, my mom was like that, but my dad was definitely like, y'all gotta cut the grass, y'all gotta do this. I ain't touch grass. Now when I get older, my dad was trying to be like, you gotta take out the trash. I'm like, I don't touch trash.
And don't.
But now I do touch trash. But
when I live by myself, I do touch the trash. When I do not live by myself,
I'm not touching the trash.
Else needs to be touching the trash.
So I think that, and even talking to my dad now or whatever, he's like, he talks about, he's like, well, as a man, like, you know, I gotta think, he's like, if something happens to me, I gotta think about what's gonna happen to my wife, what's gonna happen to my kids, and like, I gotta think about like, how this works, or he's so crazy, or he'll be like, oh yeah, like we didn't do this. He's like, well, I was investing in y'all, and then to see that. But my dad was raised by like his grandma too or whatever, and like they were married. My mom was raised by a single mom, so also that could kind of be different too. So it could kind of go back to how you were raised. And so I think my dad comes on like this protector. He's like, yeah, I gotta make sure my family's right, I gotta make sure this is right. But my mom was more like the cooker, the this like that. But my dad, he's like military, so he's like anal. So he's like, I like to clean, I like to do this, I like to do that. So I seen that my dad can clean. So it's like I'm about to be able to do like, oh, I don't clean, I don't do this. Like no. And then so my mom would cook or something like that. So I seen it both ways. And so I think that like being raised, I'm like, okay, how am I going to raise my children? But then I also see, because like, you know, boys, they go to sports, and then that's how they play. I was like under them. So it's like, okay, I'm automatically playing sports just because my brothers play sports.
So do you think since you have brothers, do you think it was your dad's responsibility to teach him how to be a husband, or was it your mom?
I think it was my dad's responsibility to teach him how to be a husband.
So you think a man should teach a man
how to be a husband?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a husband. Yeah, I think though. I think that because my mom, like, she's trying to teach me how to be a wife. She's like, you need to cook for him. You need to do the girl pipe down. And so yeah,
needs to get a cookbook.
Okay. No, ma'am. So yeah, I think so because I'm like that's how she was probably raised. Like my grandma wasn't married, but she was married at one time. But my grandma probably raised like my mom cooks all the time. Like I take like that girl cook like child. My dad be like, okay, girl. So like she was cooking and she was cleaning like, and then she also was just like chill. Like my dad honestly told her that she didn't have to work. My dad just said she spent too much money, so she has to go to work. And my mom's like, I want my own money. So that's how I'm like raised into knowing like, okay, that's why people laugh at me. I'm like, no, like I know my man's gonna pay my bills because I'm like, I had a dad like he pays my bills and he still helps and he still pays bills. Mom, I don't know, my mom just be spending her money or whatever, not like that, but like, so I know that that's kind of okay. That's kind of how it goes when I think about it. So that's kind of where I was at. Yeah. What's interesting?
No, just the different perspectives in general. Like, I don't think even when I was younger, I don't think I ever inquired about how to be a wife. Or like, asked my mom more about, I know she wasn't prepared. It's literally, she turned 18 on June 2nd, they got married June 8th.
Yeah.
So, there's no way.
Yeah.
You didn't know. You just knew that you love my dad, and he actually married. Y'all was like, let's go.
So how do you feel like he was married? How do you feel like you was raised for marriage then? If you feel like
I feel like I was not prepared how to be a wife, but we valued covenant in our home. Yes. So doing things as a family or like seeing my mom and dad as a couple. Yes, exposure to that and how they navigate and how, you know, my dad paid the bills, my mom took care of the home, and she came home, she did the laundry while my dad did the lawn work. Like, those dynamics of being married, yes, but not necessarily like mom taking me to the table or even asking me to come watch her cook or find this way of how to make this recipe or getting on something and watching her how to sew, like things like that.
Oh no, my mom was like, you gotta learn how to cook. You gotta learn how to cook.
No.
Cook with me. Come. I'm upstairs playing The Sims. Girl, I did not want to come
and
downstairs.
you know when you in The Sims, you don't want to be bothered with nobody else.
4 hours. Like, I am playing The Sims. Like, I am watching TV. I do not want to come down and help you cook, whatever you cooking. No thank you. I think my brother loves to cook though on the end. I like to bake, but yeah, my brother loves to cook because he was always with her. He's always older, so he probably was on, and I would be like, okay, what's food done?
Yeah, call me when it's ready.
Yeah.
I think I was the same way. Like, I'll do the other management parts of the family. Like, I can keep up with making sure everybody gets up for school. I can get everybody to school. I can do these other pieces. I can do my chores. I can make sure, things don't go into complete disarray. I'll go to work. Even like as a kid, like I'm gonna go babysit. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna figure out a way to move some money around so I can do the things that I want to do. I wasn't really interested in.
I also think it's I don't know if it's like a unspoken thing, but I think maybe in society that because we are women, it's like a given. Like you should know because you're a woman. You should know how to care for a man. You should know how to court a man. You should know how to keep your household together. You should know how to hold your marriage together. I think it's just an automatic, like they put it on you because you're a woman.
Yeah, it's like that added responsibility. Like I know how to maintain a household. Yeah, I know how to keep a space clean. Yeah, I know how to take care of a man. I want to do that all the time? Probably not, but I know how to do it because that's what people did around me. Like I grew up with, so my mom was a single parent. But, like there was points where she had like boyfriends or relationships. So I seen, that interaction, and she still defaulted to those like duties, right? Like she's the one that cooks, she's the one that cleans, or she's the one that gives out the clean. That girl would give us the chore list. But she was the one that managed the household still. And then like my grandmother and my papa have been married my whole entire life. But like that same dynamic, she did the cooking, my papa went to work, did all of that kind of stuff from what I've seen, right? And then my great grandmother, like on my mom's dad's side, so his mom was a single. I've never seen her partner. I've never known her to have a partner. I was flabbergasted when I even knew that her kids had daddies because I had never, of course they do, right? Yeah. But I had never thought of a great granddad on that side, and so it was like, yeah, people cook, but people cook because that's the cheaper option at that time. Now it's a little shaky, we don't know. But then that was the cheaper option, so you learn how to cook so that you don't spend all your money buying food out, and you can prepare more meals for a longer period of time. So you do learn stuff, you do learn how to cook, but it's as a necessity. Yeah. And I don't think men are taught that as a necessity because you're just always gonna go to so and so's house.
But some men know how to cook though, so that's why I don't really know.
JD can cook.
Yeah, I was like, some men can. Yeah, some men can cook, and also I just think it depends, and it could be like because there's a question down here. It's like hybrid independence. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna learn how to cook because I don't want to cook, So I think it kind of depends on that. But it's like, okay, now it's like, okay, your man's gonna want to cook or something like that. This guy tried to say like, are you gonna learn how to cook before you're married? And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I can cook what I want to cook.
I cook what I like to eat.
And yeah, but it's like, okay, I can cook, but also I don't really feel like that. I don't personally feel like cooking has to be something that you have to do and to be married. Like, I don't feel like it, like, that's a marriage duty. I don't like that. It's like, oh, does she know how to cook? Then she's not marriage material. Like, she's not wifey material. Like,
oh my God. I literally about blew my whole head off the other day. We were playing Black Card Revoke. And it gave like a list of options of like, what, as a Black woman, what are you taught to always have in order to keep a man or something like that. That was like the phrasing of the question. And it was like to cook, keep your house clean, something that was like sexually oriented. And then, I don't remember what the last one was. Cook, keep your house clean, something sexually oriented, or have self-respect was the other one.
Oh, yes.
And so I put it on my Instagram because it was me and one of my friends and her boyfriend and then my husband, and they both said cook. Now I'm not a cook, never have been. I know how to cook, and I know I can cook stuff that he likes, but like that's not, I hate cooking.
Yeah.
Like being in the kitchen, standing over a stove, it's hot in there.
Like,
it's too many. You gotta
Too
manage
much.
all these different. I don't want to do all that. I'm good. Call me
It's
when it's time to
way
clean it
too
up, and I can
much.
clean all this up.
I'd rather clean it up.
I'd rather prepare it. Like I'll go to the store. I'll get the stuff.
I will grocery shop.
You put it together. I'll clean everything up. I'm fine with that. But I am not trying to cook it. And so I'm like, we've been in this relationship for forever, and my husband is the better cook. Like JD can cook anything.
Yeah.
And he's good at it. And he likes to do it. So I'm like, hold on. Like, mind blown, because there's all these really important things that we're missing. Like, how do you eat in a not clean space?
Yeah.
How do you eat food
So
from somebody who
chose-
don't respect themselves? They don't respect what they put in your food. They don't respect their space.
Yeah.
Like, and like the sexually oriented part is probably like least of that. But when you're thinking about a partner, the most important thing to me is not that person can cook. Kind of to your point. Honestly, I think it starts with the self-respect, and a lot of these other things will fall in.
Yeah.
But like,
they chose to cook.
I said, we was like, ew, y'all eat at dirty people's house? Like,
Yeah.
and they're like, we can help clean up. No, baby. But if they've already cooked for you, the house is already dirty. You're going to eat? Not me.
Not okay. Like, I don't understand.
Not me, hun.
But you know they say the way to a man's heart
It's
is
through his stomach. Yeah.
Stomach.
Yeah.
They're very simple creatures.
Yeah.
And on that note, I'm gonna go to the next question.
That's what they say.
They do say that.
They're very
They
simple
do.
creatures.
I do. But speaking about marriage, and so you are married. You're the one that's on marriage, and I think it's so interesting. Was marriage ever talked? Not interesting. That wasn't
People be
too
gagged that I'm married. Like, what? You just got married?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm
Everybody-
still like,
yeah.
I be over here
I
with
think
my husband.
I've actually been gagged before about it too. I be shocked every day.
So hilarious.
So serious.
Because you were raised around marriage, but you were saying it wasn't in your household till you got older. But I was gonna ask, like, what was y'all first examples of marriage, and then was marriage talked about in your household?
Not in my like immediate household. It wasn't really talked about. But I mean, my grandparents were married, so.
Okay, what about you? Was that your first example? Sorry, your grandparents.
Yeah.
My first example would be my parents, but I don't think it was just like a spoken subject. It was just a visual. You saw them together. You saw the wedding band. You saw that they never slept alone.
I was like, but how did you know they was married though? They never said we're married.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I know their anniversary, like their date, but it never was like, this is my husband. This is my wife.
Like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
No, they need to tell me I'm this. Yeah.
I don't know. I think as a kid I was just floating because
I
I
didn't
asked no question until literally a couple years ago. I asked questions about my childhood. So I barely remember like most of it. And then my sister, of course, she remembers a lot more because she was there through like everything. But no, I knew we stayed in the house that we were in. I was there my whole life until they moved like in 2019. So I was just floating through life. I just saw I just knew my mama and daddy were together, and that's it.
Did you know, or did you see your parents like go on dates and stuff like that?
I would see them go to like restaurants to celebrate different things. Not like
just like a date.
Like, no, they were more so worried about, well, not even they. My dad, he wanted to. My mom, no, I think we can just do it. Or I can probably make this at home instead of going. Like my mom was one of those type of people. So, but yeah, I think later on after my sister and I got out the house, they were like, okay, it's time for us to travel, do things, and you know,
yeah,
we got
my parents,
no responsibility, but.
Yeah, I would say my first example was my parents, and I guess I just knew they was married just because my dad talks or whatever. Because like, I got older, I got time. I was like, how was my brother? What's going on, y'all? Okay, and they got married, or whatever. But then raised like my dad was in church, so it's like marriage was around me, but it wasn't around me. But it's like, you know, you get married, you do this, so it was kind of a conversation. But I really see that many people in church married. That's a whole nother conversation. But it is what it is. But like, I seen them married. And then I had a cousin like who's married, so I would see him, and then just like some other people in my family around that. So I would say marriage was talked about like as I got older. It was talked about just because like, you know, my dad's like, he's like, okay, I want some grandkids. Like, you get married, you do this or whatever. But I don't think it was kind of like pushed on us because ain't none of us married yet. So I don't think it was like nothing crazy. But I was going to go back to the dating part because I was like, when we was growing up, well, my dad was in the military, so I didn't really see them go on dates. But now I be calling my parents and be like,
date.
oh, not on date, baby. They be like, oh, we going to Georgia. Oh, we going to Alabama. I be like, what? Like, yeah. So like after I got out of the house, like they be going to trips. Oh yeah, I was like, oh, I'm having a party. They're like, well, we gonna be out of town. I'm like, well, dang, like what is going on?
Y'all grown.
Okay, so I would say that I didn't see them date as much, but it was more like family. Like, okay, we go to dinner together, we do this, and so that around, I'm like, okay, I know it's like you go to family dinners. Like, we had what's it like holidays? We had it at our house and stuff like that. So I was very much around that or whatever. So to me now, like it's so interesting, which everybody's having this experience, but it's like nowadays, like men don't even know how to court women, but it's like we're the ones that have to be like, oh, like, where you gonna take me? Where you gonna take me? And stuff. And it's like, no, like, you're supposed to court the women. Like, you're supposed to take them on dates. And it's like, you can't even get a date. They trying to Netflix and chill. And baby, we don't watching Love is Blind. Like, so I just feel like
my love is not blind.
It's very much conceit.
Okay, very much conceit. The case study has been proven, okay? And so I feel like sometimes we, like, women, we have like this fairy tale because of everything that's going on, but then when we get to real life, it's just like, well, dang, this is what's really here, and then it definitely kind of just like
it's very ghetto.
Yeah, it's like messes us up in our perception of it, and so we're like,
especially if you're a lover girl, like I love.
This girl's a lover girl.
Love a girl down, but
I'm not a lover.
reality is not like giving.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that the men in your life will also give you that like false reality, even if they wouldn't actually doing that. Like my papa was always like, you know, this is the caliber man that you should look up to. I always thought that marriage was serious and like it wasn't something you just played around with. And once you committed to somebody, you committed to them. What they would say in front of God and everybody, like in front of God and everybody, you make an honest. When they say you make an honest woman or an honest man out of that person, it's like it's a high commitment. It's really important. But my papa would always be like, you don't get with no, he would say anywhere, I'm not gonna do that to y'all on this here podcast, but he like, you don't get with no man that ain't got no money, you don't get with no man that don't got no honest job, like you don't, like all of these things, right? If he can't take care of you, you don't need to be around him, and you don't, and I think I think this might be true for all of us, but like, he would say all these things and like what your partner should actually be and look like, and should no man be making kids with you that don't want to be with you and don't want to be around you and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, he was speaking that. That's what the older generation be talking.
Yeah, but they be doing extra stuff.
They do have a couple of houses,
right? And so, but he would say that stuff. So then I'm like, oh, this is what a serious man is gonna, court me. He's gonna tell me that what he wants. Like he has a goal or a plan for what our lives look like together. And so I think almost before this, why people be gagged that I got married is that nobody was doing those things. Like you're not being on, you're not telling me what you want to be in a relationship with me. You can see yourself being married to me, so I'm not taking you seriously because my papa said you got to do all these things. Yeah, you wasn't doing any of those things. Like even to the point of like making it a real commitment that you really wanted to. Do you want to be with me or do you like the time that we have together? Like, and that's cool, but until you tell me with your whole entire chest and a voice note, write it out, I need you to be very serious about you wanting to move forward in a relationship with me. But but he also was like, your school is first. You also need to be able to take care of yourself first before you go, because there are distractions. I think that's what I was getting at. Like I was raised to think that men would be a distraction, and so don't let a man distract you before if he's not serious.
Oh, that's good. So I was gonna say part two, because I'm like, sometimes the men be telling the truth, but I was gonna ask that too about like, where's your career and independence hyped up, and so within that, if your career independence is hyped up, and we're just like, okay, well, if a man is a distraction, then why are we worried about a man if we're not doing that? But that is also true to what your papa was saying, like, okay, like, he needs to do this, do that, and if y'all not doing that, then I'm not taking y'all seriously. So, do you feel like the school and the career overshadowed, like, you all looking for love?
Yeah, definitely was prioritized. For me, I prioritized it over looking for love.
You were trying to do both? How did that go?
I love a queen that can multitask.
Oh yeah, the lover girl.
The multitasking is great.
Because you want to know, because I literally, when I tell you, I was falling through life until about late 20s. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to, because you see on TV, you
Right.
see people
Go to
at
college.
TV. They meet the college boo. They get their sweetheart in college. My mama and daddy were high school sweethearts. My sister had her boo. Like I saw it all around me, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to college. I'm gonna find me a man, and I'm gonna get this degree, and I'm gonna be working in the field that I want to work in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
And
did you come to school to find a man?
Get that. What
Did you
I didn't come to find a man. I came to school for school,
Right.
But I was open
it could be a
to
possibility.
anticipating like, oh, there may be a little something here, and we may get married and live a happy ever after life. Because on my timeline, I wanted to be married and have kids by 28.
Oh,
I wanted to be married by 25.
Oh, okay.
So we surpassed that age, but so going off to school, going to college, that falls in with the timeline.
It does.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I was more like you. Of one, I'm not a lover girl, and so second, I don't think I really thought about going to school to find a man.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only time I really thought about it was after I did all the school, and I was like, dang, the men that I see was back when I should have got them in college, because baby, you can't find them nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
These ain't the ones.
I obviously wasn't trying
I
hard enough.
never thought, because, and so literally in grad school, I think I was so bored. That's like really when I started dating. Like, and that's another thing too. I was so busy, and we have different experiences. Because in college, I don't even think I was really worried about dating for real, because I was involved. I was doing so much stuff that I couldn't even really fathom like being in a relationship.
Or somebody taking another part of my time.
Okay, that I barely had. Okay, school, fun, right? Okay. So then, but when in grad school, when it kind of slowed down, when I didn't have my friends, I was like, oh, maybe I'll start dating or act, and then that went to trash. So then COVID happened, whatever. So when I went to Atlanta, I was like, oh, there's more men out here, let me go, But I was just like, yeah, no, again. So, but I was just like, I don't think that I was thinking about it, because they were like, oh, go get your education. I was not thinking like, oh, let me find my man in school. Mm-hmm. I guess because on the opposite side, I was like, I'm gonna be out, I'm gonna be traveling, I'm gonna be going places, I'm gonna be doing this. Like, I'm gonna find my man somewhere else. Like, I'm gonna find him on a trip. Still has not happened yet. But
I was very, very hopeful.
Yeah, and I'm not hopeful at all. I'm just like.
You also got to think about what it was affirmed to you, because every time I had good grades or I made a new step forward in like my education, that was affirmed in my family. People were really proud of me for doing that, and so then that's what I'm going to continue to do. Nobody was ever like. I mean, people, I think once I was getting to the point of graduation, and I also was really secretive about, like, my, like, I wouldn't even say love life, but, like, about dating.
No, I was, too.
Yeah, I'm not talking to, like, I would talk to my friends about it, but to my family, I'm definitely not talking to you until I think this is something.
What did you tell your mom about your husband?
So the first time, it was because I was getting my teeth removed, and I told her that I was, like, talking to this guy, but I was like, hi.
I was gonna say, because
wisdom teeth removed. Yeah. And so then I was like, but I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere. And then when we first started, like, actually being in a relationship, I think I told everybody, like, I think I got a boyfriend, but like,
she really did.
I don't think it's going anywhere. Like, I don't think it'll be like long, because I just have never seen myself in a relationship. I don't even know what that looks like.
That's not what you said. I remember.
What did I say?
I actually really remember the messages.
What was the message then?
I don't know if I should put you out there like that.
Go ahead. But hold on. What did I say?
It's nothing great. Nothing crazy. You were just like, well, you were like, y'all, I think I got a boyfriend, because I remember, because we were going to
Made in America.
Made in America. So we this is like, how was like, we about to see you, we have to get to see you, whatever. You was like, and you said something like, and he got a savings account or something like that. I was
Does he have some money?
Does he have money? Does he have a job?
Established.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's got money.
Make sure that ladies on that day, make sure the savings account is secured.
Do you have a savings account?
Do you have one? And what is in it?
What's in there?
I don't need about $5.
No, he had a good savings account.
I was on the floor, maybe, when I seen that text message. I was
crazy. Like, you still remember. That girl don't forget nothing.
No, I do forget stuff, but it was just because we were first surprised that Audrey was even dating. And I remember because it was in Made in America, so like it was a whole weekend of just like, oh my gosh, girl, like, Audrey, you really are dating this dude. Like, that's why I thought it was funny.
It is wild.
So yes, but
okay.
Yeah, that was funny. Dang, look,
I don't think I'm sending my friends no message. I'm just gonna pop up.
I know that.
Girl,
that was a different time though. People who weren't like,
I don't know. Do you know why you sent the message?
She wanted people to know she was serious.
Yeah, because I was shocked. It was really tea for me
why did she text us? Like, we were literally about to see her, like, in an hour.
So I want y'all to know. I'm on the phone to the side with y'all little boo. This is what y'all know.
I was probably flabbergasted, to be for real. I just really
we were in
was
the
shocked.
freaking rain seeing Cardi B, but that was a fun trip though, actually.
I've been shocked about it since.
I'm cracking it up. But as we wrap up this segment though, I do want to ask like these couple things about like, do you feel like your family prepared you for love, and were you taught to pick? Sound like you were taught to pick, or were you taught to do the pick? Like, were you taught to be picked? Basically, you know, sounds weird, kind of like a pick me, or were you taught to pick people?
Pick people.
Okay,
For sure.
you were taught to pick. I wasn't taught.
I wasn't taught to anybody that come and tell you you pretty.
Yeah.
You got this, you got that, and go with it. No.
No.
Because my dad, he did not play no games.
Mm-mm.
And my sister, who I ain't gonna talk about her on the line, but she kind of paved the way for me in the sense of I knew what not to do when it came to men, because she was dating. And my dad, I knew how my dad reacted to different men that she would bring around. So I was like, okay, not him, not selling for that, not doing that. So I kind of
I never introduced nobody, but like my brother, he does introduce the girls to the parents. I'm like, all right, have fun with that one.
Yeah.
I don't think that I was taught to pick or not to pick, whatever. But like, in a sense, if I'm thinking of like pick me culture, like with my mom, she kind of did teach. She's like, you know, you should cook, like do this or whatever, like kind of that. And I think it's the cooking. It might be something else too or whatever. I don't know. Or even like, oh, sit like a lady, close your leg. I mean, dang girl, can I get up?
Can I exist?
Okay, can I just say this? But then my dad, I don't think he taught me how to pick. But I will say that seeing my dad, I know how to pick.
Yeah.
I would say
like
that.
a visual.
Yeah, like baby, if you ain't got no money, you ain't got no job, can't see me. What y'all see me say? Okay, period. Can't see me.
Yeah, that's how my papa was. He was always like, you know, kind of like what your dad said, Aaliyah, like, these men will tell you anything to get what they want from you. And it's up to you to decide if you're going to let them have it or not, or what you're going to do with that. It's like, just because they say, you got to see it. Like, you don't let them just tell you. Because he was like, you know, all my grandbabies are beautiful. And he would always tell us how beautiful and smart and stuff that we were. So he was like, you can get that here.
Right.
You don't need to get that from other people.
Yeah, I think that is true too. But going back on that, I don't think. So my parents was like, I would say like affectionate, like we kiss, we hug, but I don't think I got that much words of affirmation in a sense. And so, not that I'm saying I'm taking it from dudes, because I know dudes will say, they'll say whatever. Yeah. But to that point, someone will be like, oh my gosh, he told me I'm beautiful. Oh my gosh, he told me I'm pretty. Like, he loves it, but it's just like, no, girl, he's just talking to you. And I think sometimes too, as women, like, we do latch on to like maybe the first thing or something that people said, because you are hopeful. You do want to get married. So like sometimes, no shade, but like Love is Blind is like, oh, let me get this man, whatever. Like, I want to kind of like you settle because you're like, oh, this man said I'm beautiful. Okay, he said this, and now we're on to next, and then it could become a disaster. And so something that you can take away from this, like, you need to affirm yourself. You need to know that you're beautiful. Like, you need to be able to have positive stuff to say about yourself, because these dudes are going to do whatever and say whatever. And quite as kept, if you want to be a wife, you're a wife regardless, no matter what it is. But it's just like, sometimes I feel like when people are missing, or like maybe they lack even structure, kind of, right? And when you think about a marriage, I do kind of think about structure. So if like you're not a structured person, or like if you haven't had, maybe even like, maybe you didn't have the physical touch, maybe you didn't have the hug and stuff like that, and like people can see that, they can attach that to you, and then you're like, oh, I've always wanted this, and they can prey on what you don't have. So you got to be a whole person, okay? That's just a little tea. But we're going to go into our next segment. So I love to play games. So this is Black Girls Den. So, you know, we have a recess. We try to chill. When you was younger, you went to the playground and play. So it's just a little game, all right? So it's called Dine or Dish. You're going to either say dine in means that you're going to eat it up, right? Okay. Dish it, you're going to say no, okay? So it got to go real fast, all right?
You got to say it fast?
You got to say, dine or dash.
Dine or dish.
Dine or dish. You got to say it real fast.
Okay.
You got to say which one. I'm going to read it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like rapid fire, right? So share bank account.
Dine and dish. Dine and dish.
Okay. Dine.
I said dine.
Okay, dine.
You got a couple shares, couple individuals.
Husband handles all the bills.
Dine.
Separate bedrooms for better sleep. Dine. Because if you snore, child, I'm kicking you out. I'm sorry.
You can have a guest bedroom. You can sleep in there if you need to.
That's times.
That's what it is too. You can sleep there if I'm not home. Not
No.
while I'm in the house.
Yes, I'm saying separate bedrooms because I don't want to hear you snore. So
Get you some earplugs.
no, he can go to the other
I
room.
mean, I don't care about snoring. I'd be knocked out. I don't care if he's snoring or not.
Oh,
I'm
if I
fine.
hear
But
it,
if I'm irritated with you, I do not want to sleep in the same bed as you, so I need to have another option.
Well, irritated or not, I'm going to be in the same bed as you. Turn the other way.
I'm weak.
Bye.
I'm going to
Like in
another
a big bed.
I'm going to the room. Yeah, we need a king size bed. Wifey duties without a ring.
Dish.
Dish.
Absolutely
Washing.
not.
Prenups.
I don't really have anything, so I'm saying.
Dime. I'm just playing.
I'm
don't
not
know.
opposed to a prenup.
I'm
Yeah, I
not
think
opposed, but
At this point, you don't have nothing. Well,
what if my husband is? I don't know.
I'm a dime.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna dish
opposed.
me some money on the side. I'm just playing.
That one's I'm in A.
Your husband has a. Oh, well, if you're in A, you have to dish something.
Dish what?
You have to dish what's one thing you would never tell your ex, but think about often. It's something that you would never tell your ex, but you think about often.
So if you, I'm confused. What are
So-
Because I innate it.
Oh.
Yeah, because if you don't answer it,
It's something I would never
I'm
tell
answering.
my.
yes, like maybe something you would never tell your ex, but you think about often.
Okay. Let me make. I was.
Woo. Yeah, I'm answering.
I was having fun
We had a great
with
time.
another person.
Oh, you were cheating on him?
Not cheating.
Oh!
Cheating.
Oh!
Yeah,
Oh, she was cheating.
I wasn't cheating.
Yeah, baby.
I wasn't cheating.
I ain't even got no answer before.
It wasn't cheating.
Crack it up. Yes, that's
It
cheating.
was a
Yeah.
time of being on the out.
That's cheating.
That's not cheating. I'm
Wow.
gonna tell you.
Oh, that's rude. Okay. Your husband having a best friend. That's a girl.
Done.
Dish. Oh, I'm dishing it.
I can't speak on that.
I'm gonna dish it for now because there would need to be some
Okay.
frank conversation.
Cooking every night. Dish.
Dish, baby. Get it away from me.
Staff. I don't really like that one. Wedding bigger than the marriage. Dish. No,
What
wedding.
does that mean?
It means people are like so excited to have the wedding.
Oh,
Not
and
the
meaning
marriage.
more than the actual content
Mhm.
of the marriage. Yeah,
Mhm.
dish.
Oh, dish.
Couples therapy before marriage. Dime. Proposing to a man. Dish.
Oh, absolutely not.
Living apart but still married.
Dish.
Dish. I would,
Dish.
yes. Matching outfits with your husband?
Dime.
Dime.
Dine, of
Yeah.
course.
That's go ahead, ass.
Of course, yes. I have a couple of ones, but for time's sake, we're just gonna go to the next one. Unless y'all want to do these. These are kind of fun.
Okay.
What's your dream city for a vacation?
Bora.
Period. You gonna answer? You gotta.
No, I'm gonna answer. Yeah,
I would say.
I'm not doing that shit.
I would say Maldives.
Paris. I know. Is that
That's a
somewhere you
dream.
haven't been before?
No,
Yeah,
that's
dream city.
Okay, I'm so
She
sorry.
fulfilled the dream, and she can keep dreaming on
I
it.
like it.
Yeah.
We have fun there.
Okay.
I'm trying to go.
Okay. What was I gonna say? What's one meal that screams wife material? I don't know because I'm not a wife.
I feel like if you cook a pot roast,
A pot roast?
you should be somebody's wife. I can't cook no pot roast, but
I don't like steak.
I'm gonna say a good steak.
Yeah,
I don't eat
the
red
boys
meat.
need to make the steaks.
Yeah. I feel like
Or
a
like-
steak with like asparagus.
A lady
Yeah,
that
you
can grill.
I'm not getting on the grill.
Yeah, grill, and you can throw
JD's
down
mom will be on the grill.
Yeah, that
You never
good
grill?
wifey. No. I can put it in the inside Ninja grill,
I'm
but
good.
actual charcoal, gas on the. I can't do that.
I'm gonna leave me to
I'm
season it. I'll
interested.
season it and bring it out to you on the grill. But
I'm gonna leave outside
put it on
duties to the men.
to the outside men.
Yeah. No, I don't want to say the
What
outside
part
men
did
because
you
I need you to be inside.
What
Outside
you
men,
said
on the outside.
Okay. And get
Yes.
outside on that grill.
Oh, get outside on that grill, get outside on that lawn, then come back inside.
Come back inside. And outside to pull the trash to the road.
Okay, period. That's outside duties.
Be outside.
Okay, period. But Okay, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was just a little fun thing. This is my last segment. It's called Postcard. And it's like you're leaving a letter for the black girls, on the episode, period. And so this is where we can be real raw and relatable. And we're just going to, you could share a confession. You could say something about being married or the wifey material. You could say whatever you want to. But yes, that's how we're going to wrap it up. So, y'all got something to say to the ladies?
I think everybody is wifey material. If you want to be a wife, you're wifey material. Like we said, like you don't get picked. Like people, you don't get picked, and I'm not going to subscribe to being picked. Like I had as much decision making power in being married as he did, and I picked him because he had certain qualities, and I'm sure he picked me because I had certain qualities. It wasn't a situation of like people we used to say, oh, you done got chose. No, actually I did some of the choosing as well. Like there were things that attracted me to him that were more than just like physical, that made me think that this would be a good partner and a good serious like partner as far as like the ability to maintain his money. And I don't know what it looks like to pay for stuff when we go out together, because that's dumb. I'm not doing that. But like that wasn't my experience before, but it is my experience now. And so like that is a bar. Like I didn't go and pick somebody who couldn't take care of me if I couldn't take care of myself. And also you need to, when you go home with yourself, the things that men say to you, do you still feel those things when you're looking at yourself without the person there? And I think that makes a difference.
That's good.
Our friend used to say, our friend said that it's not picked, I think it's chosen. I was like, that's kind of a better word. Like, you're chosen like I chose you. It's not like picking.
It's like decisions. We made decisions for this.
What would you like to tell the girls?
If you are in love a girl and maybe even a hopeless romantic such as I, do not lose sight of your dream or your vision of marriage, of a husband, of a spouse, of a partner. Remain hopeful and optimistic, because you never know what can happen and when it can.
Okay, I say that you should date them all, have fun, live life, go outside, and then you can still be a wife. So
because everybody's wifey material.
Okay, period. Because everybody's wifey material, and you could be outside, you could have fun, you can live your life. And also, don't get so bogged down on it too. Honestly, truly, people are, are turning 30, turning 35. Don't let age be like, oh, I have to be married by this certain age, because then you obsess on it, and then different things happen. And so, just kind of have fun and like just let it like be, and don't be like, so like I have to get married by 30 or whatever, like, because then you're obsessing of it, and then when you don't get it, then you're disappointed and you're sad. So don't make it seem like, oh, like, don't be so sad. It's okay to be sad about it, but don't try to give yourself this goal and then you're sad because it didn't happen, versus like be intentional and just have fun and surround yourself with what you want to do so that you can get to the end goal.
Amen.
All right. So this was another episode of Black Girls Den Podcast. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, and watch us on YouTube. This is a show that is filmed every Wednesday, shown every Wednesday. You can check out my girl Aaliyah. She has a podcast called Honest Conversations. You could tell them.
I do have a podcast with another person. Her name is Kiana. It is Honest Conversations on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel, and we also are streaming on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yes, and what is it about?
It is just real, raw, taboo conversations that two friends talk about in their text messages or just natural conversation. And we thought about the idea, brought it to the mic, and now we are streaming every 15th and 30th of the month. So if you're on different topics, you should check it out.
Just like a payday. Okay, twice a month. Okay, so we're going to cue Moesha's diary going out. All right, bye. Signed out.
Bye.